Alright, never seen this guy before, but this is about the creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen so far. I've seen a lot of fucking unhinged stuff on all different kinds of news stations, but boy, Fox News takes the cake. Laura Ingraham says that Fox News is fearless. I'm not sure if fearless would be the way to describe Fox News, especially when they're terrified of kids playing video games. They're scared of the religion of wokeism, which is the religion that they made up on their own. I don't know if they remember that. They're terrified of communism, which, how many years does that go back? A couple hundred? I don't know. They're scared of marijuana. It's making people schizophrenic. Who knows? What they're going to have to deal with, and possibly have to use their Second Amendment, to shoot one of those people. If those people with schizophrenia just happen to pray a little more, it'd probably go away, but they probably won't. Laura Ingraham, she talks about a lot of really serious topics going on in today's culture and in America, but she's always smiling. Like someone telling you that a horrific thing happened to them, and they do this all the time. Every time they're smiling, wouldn't you eventually just be like, "Are you even serious, motherfucker? Why are you smiling every time you try talking about something serious? You ain't true to nothing. You're a fraud, aren't you?" And they go, "No," with a smile again. Now stone that motherfucker to death and move on. They want to say, wokeism is like Marxism and all these different things. I don't even know. I've never heard them. All of a sudden there's like 19, 20 different fucking religions I never heard of, because they probably made those up as well. Then they've made all this shit up. The things they say, I don't understand. They didn't get creative with transgender. They didn't add an ism on transgender. Some of them did, but Trump and many others would just say that they're teaching kids transgender. I don't know. That'd be like me saying they're teaching kids Christian. I'm pretty sure it'd be Christianity. Because I don't know. Maybe it's just because it doesn't sound right. You couldn't be like, oh yeah, so we found out this transgender is teaching transgender to all the kids, and they're transgenderistic, wokist, leftist, cultist, and we gotta stop it. That's about as far as I have to get to go. Wow, you people are fucking stupid.
It's Friday, and that means it's time for Friday Follies. All right, for that.
Wow, what a laugh. I thought Tucker Carlson and Gutfield, his is, his is like the more, upscale laugh. This guy's got one of those, serpent cunning kind of laugh. And then later he laughs under his breath, so where you can barely hear it. Yeah, it's really fucking creepy.
We turn to Fox News contributor, the great, the awesome, the smart, the sexy Raymond Arroyo. All right. How's that intro, Raymond?
I think you're overselling me there, Sean, but okay.
Not much. Maybe a little bit. All right, Ray. Biden went to the West Bank and Saudi Arabia today, and it didn't go so well.
Sean, at times Biden was so unintelligible, I wasn't sure if he was speaking in the Middle East or in Middle Earth. An Elvish translation might have made more sense.
And the United States has suffered loss as well, including the killing of Shireen Abu Al-Khali. And I had a terrible headache. Excuse me, a terrible headache. And sorry. I swallowed wrong. I had a terrible headache. This is years ago, and I did a very stupid thing. When I came to office, I reversed the policies of my predecessor to respond to the pandemic, including donating more than 1 million doses of COVID-19 to the West Bank and Gaza.
Wait a minute. Okay, so they're making fun of him for coughing, and they hang on a second. Let's go back real quick.
I swallowed wrong. I had a terrible headache. This is years ago, and I did a very stupid thing.
Okay, so there was the background there, and they're acting like this is the same part. Did he switch podiums?
When I came to office, I reversed the policies of my predecessor.
What did he do? Move to the right behind the flags? This is 2 separate days, right? So how are you? But they're taking it as if this is where he continued from. Is that what they're trying to do? Oh, yeah. So see, this was Laura Ingraham. So they're just taking bits and pieces from things and saying like this is what he was saying. Because look how this ends.
Ago, and I did a very stupid thing. When I came to office, I reversed the policies of my predecessor to respond to the pandemic, including donating more than 1 million doses of COVID-19 to the West Bank and Gaza.
I'm sure the Palestinians were overjoyed, Sean, to learn that he sent over 1 million doses of COVID to their people, just what they needed. The good news is the president has committed $100 million to 6 Palestinian hospitals. Let's hope they have memory care units and an acid reflux clinic. That cough looks a little rough for him.
So why did they take 2 different parts of 2 different speeches? And all they can come up with is making fun of his cough again, saying that they hope the hospitals there have, treatment for him. Why would he need that? Can't he just pray it away? I mean, you would think the Catholics would be the ones that are saying some stupid shit like that, but it's switched feet, hasn't it? From the left foot to the right foot, or the right foot to the left foot, though. I can't figure that part out. I think it both is about the same bullshit, but man, yeah, they're really obsessing over this cough, and obviously they thought, we can relate that to COVID. Did he say he has COVID? I don't remember him saying he has COVID. He clearly said he swallowed wrong. I just did that last night, But if you made fun of somebody like me about that, I'd be waiting for you in the parking lot. Your security wouldn't do much, and they may call me a monster, but my intentions would be very obvious. They would know my motive. It would be to not silence people like you, but get rid of you. So I don't know. Does that make me a Marxist, neo-Nazi, CRT supporter, a wokeist, leftist? What does that make me? I don't know. Come up with a new religion, maybe. I'll come up with a new one. It's going to take me a while, though. I'm going to have to watch more Fox News, come up with something creative. I'll get there. I get it. I got it. So for Charles Manson, I'm teaching Mansonism. Ooh, Mansonism. That sounds good, Mansonism. Yeah, that'd work. I could laugh like this guy. I mean, oh man, sorry. Took a drink wrong. They can make fun of me now. But, yeah, they won't make fun of me. They don't think I'm very important, but I'm in the shadows. I'm what they fear. I'm the reason. I'm one of the people. I'm the millennial that, was ready to be bold in this situation in the future. I knew this was coming. This is why I believe this is why I used to have night terrors. This is why I woke up sweating and saw crazy things in my dreams as a kid. And my dad would never blame stuff. He would just go, what were you thinking about? I'm like, I don't know. This was it.
It does. Raymond, I wonder if Jill Biden or the Easter Bunny didn't tell Joe that COVID was over.
No. Well, I think the Easter Bunny got lost along the way as well. So what are you going to do? Poor Joe. But I love how people who've worked for him for 30 years, Sean, they claim there's been no change in Joe Biden. What are they seeing? Do they have TVs?
No, they don't think we have YouTube. I know, exactly. But Ray, performances like this on the world stage are why Democrats are looking for someone a little bit younger to lead their party.
Yeah, well, you saw that New York Times poll where 94% of Democrats under the age of 30 want a candidate other than Biden to run in 2024. So, Sean, if you're Joy Reid and you want to discuss the discontent with a nearly 80-year-old president running, who would you invite on? Why, an 81-year-old retired Democrat, Senator Barbara Boxer.
It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be dangerous at 80 and you could be dangerous at 40. It has nothing to do with age. They could all be in their 30s or their 40s. They still couldn't do it. And I think the panelists we have on here is so right. It's about the issues.
She couldn't remember the name of her co-panelist while making the argument that it doesn't matter. They're all dangerous, Sean.
That's not what she said. She never said they're all dangerous. They're really good at twisting words. They're actually geniuses when it comes to this. They blame everybody else for doing it, but they got it mastered. That's why they're able to literally turn something right around. Like, you know, if CNN or MSNBC or CBS, any of these news, you know, even the smaller ones like, you know, Newsmax, they got some attention for a while. They're falling apart because they're being proved to put out bullshit, which I'll put out here soon. It's absolutely ridiculous. A fucking, you know, 5-year-old could figure it out, you know, and start protesting against this, you know, false CRT claim and stuff. They'd be like, oh my God, now kindergartens are protesting. I wish they would. I wish that we could do something to actually put the fear of God in them. So maybe they'd actually start acting righteous, but they won't. They don't have no idea of God. They only know the devil. And they tell everybody else they're the devil. See how that works? The persecution complex is far more widespread and far more important to look at than people think. It's almost as important as religious trauma. Religious trauma, just emotional based. The physical abuse is bad enough, and it's hidden, but the emotional abuse is completely in the shadows. But I'm in the shadows, and they don't know that. I'm coming out of nowhere. And I don't wish to or even intend at all to bring any kind of destruction physically. I'm going to bring it emotionally, because I know the effect that has, and they use that effect, and I can do it very easily. It's just going to take, you know, I got to gain some notoriety. I got to get a voice. But yeah, you know, they'll take something like if the left supports standing up for LGBTQ, then they'll say, oh, they support LGBTQ. Because they're just trying to gain votes, and they're supporting, you know, these kids that are being abused by doctors, and you know, they're being indoctrinated in schools over this. And I'm like, oh, okay, what schools? And if you can prove it, prove it very boldly. Let's see, you know, let's see where it's happening. And then they show a video of a teacher doing this or that. Well, I can go find many teachers that are supporting Trump right there in their classroom. Oh, that's perfectly fine though, because they're about God, guns, America, babies, and, you know, no sacrifice or anything. As Trump rings a bell, you know, like a black mass, and says all the names of the Uvalde kids that he can hardly say, but he's so upset, you know, about those kids dying there. And, you know, so that's why he immediately has to go into the fact that, you know, this is Democrats trying to push their political agenda to ban guns, you know, because of a shooting. Now, it's not like Republicans don't blame Marilyn Manson for shootings, or video games, or marijuana, or porn, and all these crazy things. I mean, you know the most significant person that blamed porn for serial killing? Ted Bundy claimed that. So if you would trust Ted Bundy saying that porn causes people to go out and commit murderous crimes, serial killing crimes, then you believe Fox News? Do you think that's true? Well, okay, go ahead. You really think that's true? I bet it's funny that if you think right now, you probably watch porn. There's going to be more people that would watch my video that watch porn than not. Have you killed people? Have you killed multiple people? And then can you come to the realization that it's all because you watch porn? I mean, that's just, they're using that to relate it to the sexual preference that they have an issue with. And they've escalated it to where the people who have these sexual indifferences compared to them have become so angry and outraged because they pushed them to that level. So it'd be easier to not only persecute them, but prosecute them. And don't worry, LGBTQ, I'll be right there next to you. They'll burn me too, but they can't burn our spirit.
Well, Raymond, I look at that point and I go, you know what? I actually agree with her, because I look at AOC, mid-30s, and Bernie Sanders, 80. They're both really dangerous. It's not their age. It's their ideas that are killing America.
Well, and more than the issues, it's really about how that individual ages. And the truth is, Joe Biden is aging far more rapidly than other men his age, even Ronald Reagan in the past, and Donald Trump.
And Donald Trump, for sure. All right.
He stumbled there. Yeah, Donald Trump for sure. You know, talk about indoctrination. All it took was one unhinged fucker who fucking spray tans and thinks his hair is amazing and thinks he's the best at everything that's ever happened. He's the best president. He's done more for anything than anyone else ever has. He's so amazing. Their administration is unlike any other, and it's unlike any other will ever be able to accomplish. And they're like, oh yeah, he's holy. As he holds an upside down Bible, as he cusses people out, insults people constantly, lies, tries to manipulate everything for his own, not self-serving needs, but the needs of the people that he's gaining this falling off of. There's no reason for Trump to have even ran for president. He already has so much. So the only reason was satanic. They think I'm satanic, but they don't even know what satanic means. They think it's sacrificing cats and going out trick-or-treating on Halloween and being woke. They think all those things, but they've always had it messed up. They've always had it messed up. I know what Satanism means, and I know what God means to them. You know, they don't know either one. And that's dangerous, and, you know, they're going to criticize Joe Biden's age, and then literally talk about how Trump, oh yeah, you know, he definitely hasn't aged like that. Not at all. You know, look at Bernie Sanders, hasn't even aged like that. Then he's like, look at AOC, she's younger, and look how her ideas that are killing America, he says, killing. How do you kill America? Well, isn't that interesting that thoughts are killing thoughts? America is just a thought. The flag's just cloth. If you took the flag away and people just talked about what they did and how they sacrificed themselves in the wars and all this, that's great and all, but they were sent to the wars. There was drafts. There was people who didn't want to be up there in the war. There's been people who came back and their minds are gone because of what they've saw in the war. And you don't hear enough people talking about that in the news right now. That's a big issue because that relates to the mental health crisis, PTSD. You know, it's always serious when it has to do with a soldier. But if a kid has PTSD, he's full of shit. Hey, he's just lying. He's just woke. And they don't even care. They don't care about that. They pretend. Because you can't worship money and God at the same time. You just can't. And this is proof of it.
Ray, tell us about the Democrat Senate candidate John Fetterman's celebrity troll of his opponent, Dr. Oz.
Yeah, Fetterman had a stroke a few weeks back, and he's not been on the campaign trail. So he's turning to Cameo for help. Now, that's that service where you pay celebrities to send anniversary or birthday greetings to friends. So Fetterman paid Snooki of Jersey Shore to drag Dr. Oz for having lived in New Jersey.
Hey, Maymet, this is Nicole Snooki. And I'm from Jersey Shore. I heard that you moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania to look for a new job. Don't worry, because you'll be back home in Jersey soon. This is only temporary. So good luck. You got this, and Jersey loves you. Mwah.
Now, Sean, Snooki was probably not in on the joke, nor do I think she was thought she was recording a political ad, since the Fetterman campaign posted that on social media. But, you know, people pay for these celebrity Cameo endorsements all the time, Sean.
I'm Judge Janine Pirro, and Raymond Arroyo is my favorite part of Friday Follies and all of primetime. Who the hell is Raymond Arrow?
I knew I should have paid full price for the Judge Janine cameo. Next time, Judge. By the way, it's been reported that Fetterman's campaign paid Snooki a grand total of $390 for that cameo, Sean. That's embarrassing. And you know, Dr. Oz actually went to school at the University of Pennsylvania, had 2 children in Pennsylvania, and he's registered to vote there. So it's a low, cheap blow no matter what.
Oh, hold on, Raymond. I did reality TV back in the day. I'm not getting paid to do political ads. Snooki's getting paid almost $400. I'm missing out here.
Yeah, you are. I'm gonna tap into your cameo, and you can help endorse me next time. We'll do it next week.
All right, next week. You paid Judge Janine. That's totally.
Yeah, August. You pay me next week. I mean, look, maybe the drug war was really these people they need to be looking for. I say, well, we can't drug test all the people on Fox News. They'd say, that's against my rights. I'm going to claim religious exemption. So, hey, whatever, man. These people are very relevant. And it does, to me, to many, it's great. These people are great. You know, these mockery, insulting cowards who, you know, make fun of Biden's cough. And then if somebody was to do that to Trump, when Trump was president, that'd be saying how immature. Everybody be saying how immature it is. Tucker Carlson would do like 7-8 segments on it. He'd make a whole fucking documentary, you know. And sell it to everybody for, a discount. Oh, and by the way, go subscribe to the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro is a Jewish, unhinged piece of shit who hates everyone, and we wonder why nobody liked the Jews. Oh, I wonder why. And, I can be an asshole. At least when I'm an asshole, it has some logic to it. So the religion of wokeism, I guess that's what I'm involved in now. We haven't established a church yet, but I would assume if we do, it'd be a pretty small one out in the woods somewhere, far away from the mainstream establishment. And they'd probably come out and still burn it down and say that God told them to do it.